We are observing Purushotam VRATA in Brihad Naradiya Puran. It is written that extra month was in distress because everyone were neglecting him. So he took shelter of Narayan, and Narayan out of compassion took him to Bhagavan Shri Krishna in Golok Vrindavan and explained to him everything. Then Shri Krishna's heart melted and he spoke thus. Aham eter yata loke pratitah purushottama tathayam api lokeshu pratitah purushottama asmai samarpitah sarve ye gunamai samstita mat sadrishyam upagamya masanamadipo bhavet jagat pujyo jagat vandyo masoyam tu bhavishyati sarve masah sakamas chanish kamo yam maya krita akamah sarva kamo va yo dhima samprapujayat karmani bhasmasat kritva mam evaishyati asankshayam kadachin mama bhaktanam aparadati ganyate Purushottama bhaktam na parada kadachana. Ya etasmin mahamura japadanadi varjita sat karma snanarahita devatirta dvijadvisha. Jayante durbaga dushtah para bhagyopajivana na kadachit sukham tesham swapne pi shasha shringavat. Yena ham archito bhaktyam asesmin purushottame Dhan putra sukham bhunkta paschat goloka vasa bhag. Ramapati Narayan, just as I am celebrated in this world by the name Purushotam, similarly this Adimas too will be renowned in the world by the name Purushotam. Now I offer all my qualities to this month. Becoming like me, from today onwards, this Adimas is the monarch of all the other months and is the most worshipable and most adored in the world. All other months are Sakama, that is, they will grant worldly desires. This month, however, is Nishkama. Those who worship this month, either without any desires or with all types of desires, will have all their karmas burned. Then they will achieve me. My bhaktas sometimes commit offenses, but in this Purushottam month, they will be protected from committing any offense. In this Adimas, those greatly foolish persons who neglect to perform auspicious activities, such as japa, giving in charity, visiting and bathing at the holy places, and who are envious of the Dvijas are deemed wicked, unfortunate, and living at the cost of others. Thus, they will not attain a cent of happiness even in their dreams. Conversely, those who are filled with bhakti will take advantage of this Purushottam month to perform archan to me. After enjoying worldly happiness such as wealth, sons, and so on, they will eventually attain a residence in Goloka. Eventually means there is a gradual procedure to reach. You cannot jump to Goloka. In Goloka, only those are there who are completely surrendered to Krishna for his service and in that highest intensity, that raga mark. So it is not that you can just jump there. There is a gradual procedure. Eventually we can attain if we observe properly the process given by bona fide guru. And we are hearing summary of Brahma's prayers to Krishna from Krishna book. Yesterday we heard Everything is the energy of Supreme Lord. So everything is within the womb of Krishna. And the good mother is never offended with the child, even if he touches the body of the mother by kicking his legs. Brahma told, I am within your womb. I am like your child. So please don't take offense. Lord Brahma then admitted that his birth was from the lotus flower which blossomed from the navel of Narayan after the dissolution of the three worlds or three planetary systems known as Bhurloka, Bhuvarloka and Svarloka. The universe is divided into three divisions, namely Svarga, Martya and Patala. Here it's not explained. Svarga means upper, Martya means earth, Patala means lower planetary systems. These three planetary systems are merged into water at the time of dissolution. At that time, Narayan, the plenary portion of Krishna, lies down on the water and gradually a lotus stem grows from his navel, and from that lotus flower, Brahma is born. It is naturally concluded that the mother of Brahma is Narayan. Because the Lord is the resting place of all the living entities after the dissolution of the universe, he is called Narayan. The word Nara means the aggregate total of all living entities, and Ayan means the resting place. The form of Garbhoda Kashai Vishnu is called Narayan because he rests himself on that water. In addition, he is the resting place of all living creatures. Besides that, Narayan is also present in everyone's heart, as it is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. In that sense also, he is Narayan, as Ayan means the source of knowledge, as well as the resting place. It is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita that remembrance of the living entity is due to the presence of the super soul within the heart. After changing the body, a living creature forgets everything of his past life, but because Narayan, the super soul, is present within his heart, he is reminded by him to act according to his past desire. So it is not that if we don't remember that it does not exist. That information exists, and Narayan reminds us so that we continue in that tendency. But that information always exists. That is why sadhus, pure devotees, they can, by meditation, see our past lives, and by an expert astrologer also can see, or some other procedures are there, because that information is always existing. Only we don't have access, but that access Narayan is giving. So it is not deleted, it is not lost. And it is because we have to reap the fruits of those actions, and maybe from many lives. So it is not that everything is finished when we die. We get, have to give up this body. Some people think, even if I will sin or do wrong, then no problem. After you die, everything is finished. But that is not correct. We'll have to get the result of actions. So we have to be careful about our actions. Lord Brahma wanted to prove that Krishna is the original Narayan, that he is the source of Narayan, and that Narayan is not an exhibition of the external energy Maya, but is an expansion of spiritual energy, is eternal. The activities of the external energy or Maya are exhibited after the creation of this cosmic world, and the original spiritual energy of Narayan was acting before the creation. So the expansions of Narayan from Krishna to Garbhoda Kashai Vishnu, from Garbhodakashaya Vishnu to Kshirodakashaya Vishnu, and from Kshirodakashaya Vishnu to everyone's heart, are manifestations of his spiritual energy. They are not conducted by the material energy. Therefore, they are not temporary. Anything conducted by the material energy is temporary, but everything executed by the spiritual energy is eternal. Lord Brahma reconfirmed his statement, establishing Krishna as the original Narayan. He said that the gigantic universal body is still resting on the water known as Garbhodaka. He spoke as follows: "This gigantic body of the universe is another manifestation of your energy. On account of his resting on the water, this universal form is also Narayan, and we are all within the womb of this Narayana form. I see your different Narayana forms everywhere. I can see you on the water, I can feel you within my heart, and I can also see you before me now. You are the original Narayan." Those who are realized souls, they feel the presence of Krishna everywhere. So it is impossible that they can have any kind of fear or anxiety, because they have that real vision, realization. If only theoretically we believe, then that effect will not be there. But those who have, and they know He's all good, so they are fully in peace, calm and serene in all circumstances. My dear Lord, in this incarnation, you have proved that you are the supreme controller of Maya. You remain within the cosmic manifestation, and yet the whole creation is within you. This fact has already been proved by you when you exhibited the whole universal creation within your mouth before your mother Yashoda. By your inconceivable potency of Yoga Maya, you can make such things effective without external help. My dear Lord Krishna, the whole cosmic manifestation that we are visualizing at present is all within your body. Yet I am seeing you outside, and you are also seeing me outside. How can such things happen without being influenced by your inconceivable energy, Achintya Shakti? We cannot conceive how this is possible because we have experience only in this world. If something is outside, it cannot be inside also. But for Krishna it is possible. Everything may be inside him, and he can also appear outside. And that is without any problem. He is omnipotent. Lord Brahma stressed herein that without accepting the inconceivable energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one cannot explain things as they are. This is the only point. Those who don't have enough Sukriti, they cannot have faith in this. That does not mean that it does not exist. It exists, but they cannot have faith because they are bound by material experiences. So if you tell them something like this, they cannot believe because of being bound by this. They cannot go beyond. That is why in Mahabharata, that verse we are chanting, Mahaprasade Govinde Namo Brahmani Vaishnave Svalpa Punya Vatam Rajan Vishwasho Naiva Jayate. Mahaprasad, or food offered to Krishna, is transcendental, not ordinary food. Mahaprasad and Govinda means Supreme Lord or his deity form, not material. Look, Mahaprasad looks material, Govinda deity may look material, and Namo Brahmani, the name of Brahma means Supreme Lord. Shabda Brahma, sound God, God in the form of sound, that is Mahamantra or any name, mantra. That is not ordinary sound. We may see or hear like ordinary, but it is not. Namo Brahmani and Vaishnava. Vaishnava we think is like me, human being. He was born, he's eating, he's sleeping, so like me. But Vaishnava, pure Vaishnava is not material, transcendental. He's not under the influence of any karma, any maya. So Vaishnava is Swalpa Punya. One who has very little punya means pious activities. Here means sukriti. Swalpa punya vatam rajan. If he does not have, then vishvasho naiva jayate. He cannot have faith in these items, that they are not of this world. Impossible. And how Krishna can do this outside, inside, everywhere, nowhere, we cannot believe if we don't have that enough sukriti. And there are some who can believe, but there are some who can see directly how Krishna is doing. That we have to attain. But faith is first condition. Then one will be inspired to practice Sharanagati. When Sharanagati will become unconditional, then we can also see directly. He continued, Brahma, my dear Lord, leaving aside all other things and just considering today's happenings, what I have seen, are they not all due to your inconceivable energies? First of all, I saw you alone. Thereafter, you expanded yourself as your friends, the cows and all the existence of Vrindavan. Then I saw you and all the boys as four-handed Vishnus, and they were being worshipped by all elements and all demigods, including myself. Again, they all became cowherd boys, and you remained alone as you were before. Does this not mean that you are the Supreme Lord Narayan, the origin of everything, and from you everything emanates, and again everything enters into you, and you remain the same as before, not reduced? When this whole material creation comes out, the Krishna is not reduced anything. Like that philosopher's stone, if you touch iron, it will become gold, but philosopher's stone will remain the same. So those who have no faith because of lack of sukriti, you cannot do anything about that. They will not believe. They cannot believe. And those who have awakened faith, you cannot make them disbelieve. Naturally, they will have faith, and you cannot convince them you should not believe. Impossible. Or those who don't believe because of lack of faith, you cannot convince them to believe. Impossible. The same is true those who have genuine faith. You cannot convince them by any means that it is not true, that Krishna can do these things. You may give all logic and everything, but that Shraddha is more powerful. Even if they don't have yet direct vision realization, but only that awakened Shraddha is so powerful You cannot convince them to disbelief. Persons who are unaware of your inconceivable energy cannot understand that you alone expand yourself as the creator Brahma, maintainer Vishnu, and annihilator Shiva. Persons who are not in awareness of things as they are contemplate that I, Brahma, am the creator, Vishnu the maintainer, and Lord Shiva the annihilator. Actually, you are alone everything, creator, maintainer, and annihilator. They only get power from Krishna to do this. Brahma, Shiva, and as Vishnu, he's doing maintenance. They're not independent. Similarly, you expand yourself in different incarnations. Among the demigods, you incarnate as Vamandev. Among the great sages, you incarnate as Parashuram. Among the human beings, you appear as yourself, as Lord Krishna or Lord Rama. Among the animals, you appear as the boar incarnation, and among the aquatics, you appear as the incarnation of fish. And yet you have no appearance. You are always eternal. No appearance means that there was a time when he was not there, or any of these forms. They are all eternal forms. Your appearance and disappearance are made possible by your inconceivable energy, just to give protection to the faithful devotees and to annihilate the demons. O my Lord, O all-pervading Supreme Personality of Godhead, O Super Soul, controller of all mystic powers, no one can appreciate your transcendental pastimes as they are exhibited within these three worlds. No one can estimate how you have expanded your Yogamaya and your incarnation, and how you act by your transcendental energy. My dear Lord, this whole cosmic manifestation is just like a flashing dream, and its temporary existence simply disturbs the mind. As a result, we are full of anxiety in this existence. To live within this material world means simply to suffer and to be full of miseries. If we are averse to Krishna, that means like we are in material consciousness. But someone may be in this material world present, but if he is inclined to serve Krishna, he will also, within this world, he will not suffer anything. And yet, this temporary existence of the material world appears to be pleasing, and there, on account of its having evolved from your body, which is eternal and full of bliss and knowledge. My conclusion is, therefore, that you are the Supreme Soul, Absolute Truth, and the Supreme Original Person. And although you have expanded yourself in so many Vishnu forms, or in living entities and energies, by your inconceivable transcendental potencies, you are the Supreme One without a second. There is no one except Krishna. No second person. You are the Supreme Super Soul. The innumerable living entities are simply like sparks of the original fire. Your Lordship, the conception of the Super Soul as impersonal, is wrongly accepted because I see that you are the original person. A person with a poor fount of knowledge may think that because you are the son of Maharaj Nanda, you are not the original person, that you are born just like a human being. They are mistaken. You are the actual original person. That is my conclusion after getting realization by Krishna's mercy So now you cannot convince Brahma otherwise. Krishna is he was born, so how he can be original? You cannot convince Brahma. Impossible. And those who have no Sukriti, you cannot convince them that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Impossible. In spite of your being the son of Nanda, you are the original person and there is no doubt about it. You are the absolute truth and you are not of this material darkness. You are the source of the original Brahma Jyoti as well as the material luminaries. Your transcendental effulgence is identical with Brahma Jyoti. As it is described in the Brahma Samhita, the Brahma Jyoti is nothing but your personal bodily effulgence. Jnanis, they can realize this. Yogis, they can realize Paramatma. And Bhaktas, they can realize Bhagavan, and realizing Bhagavan, they can also realize Brahma Jyoti and Paramatma all together, because they are included in Bhagavan as his partial expansion and as effulgence. But this is one and the same tattva, only different degree of realization. Brahma Jyoti is nothing different from Krishna. It is not something else. Paramatma also not something else. So Advaya Gyan, non-dual truth, is Brahma, Paramatma and Bhagavan, but different degree of realization they will see like that. Based on their approach, their practice to realize. There are many Vishnu incarnations and incarnations of your different qualities, the Shakti Avesh, but all those incarnations are not on the same level. You are the original lamp. Other incarnations may possess the same candle power as the original lamp, but the original lamp is the beginning of all light. And because you are not one of the creations of this material world, even after the annihilation of this world, your existence as you are will continue. Here also, this is only example that the one is original, but we should not think in the material conception that first there was Krishna and no these avatars, then they came into existence. Then how they can be eternal? Before he said they are all eternal. So it means that Krishna is the source of them and he is exhibiting most rasas, most complete form in consideration of rasa, not that they lack some power or something. And any avatar can bless you also for Krishna's service. Like Ramachandra blessed those rishis, bless them to get the service of Krishna, because Ramachandra is Krishna, but only Lila is different. So original lamp means that he is expressing most rasas. But all are eternal. Because you are the original person, you are therefore described in the Gopal Tapani Upanishad as well as in the Brahma Samhita as Govindam Adi Purusham. Govinda is the original person, the cause of all causes. In the Bhagavad Gita also it is stated that you are the source of the Brahman effulgence. No one should conclude that your body is like an ordinary material body. Your body is Akshara, indestructible. In Upanishads many times this term is used for Bhagavan, Akshara, because it expresses this thing. When describing what is distractible, this material energy, and he is indestructible, Akshara. The material body is always full of threefold miseries, but your body is Satchit Ananda Vigraha, full of being, bliss, and knowledge, and eternality. You are also Niranjana, because your pastimes, as the little son of Mother Yashoda, or the Lord of the Gopis, are never contaminated by the material qualities. Niranjana means pure. And although you exhibited yourself in so many cowherd boys, calves, and cows, your transcendental potency is not reduced. You are always complete. As it is described in the Vedic literature, even if the complete is taken away from the complete Supreme Absolute Truth, it yet remains the complete Supreme Absolute Truth. That is that verse, Purnamidam Purnam Adaya Purnamevashit, that verse. And although many expansions from the complete are visible, the complete is one without a second. And there is Adaya means if you take away Purna from Purna, complete from complete, the complete will remain complete. Or another interpretation Baladev Vidyabhushan gave in Vedanta Sutra, if Avatar, who is coming from Om Purnam Idam, and that verse I forgot. So they are coming out from complete, many complete are coming out, like avatars. But when they enter into him, Adaya means taking into him, they will enter into him, but that into whom they will enter, he is also remaining separate, not merged. But this one will merge. It's a very specific one explanation to prove that there are not two Brahmans. One is Saguna Brahman, one is Nirguna Brahman. Otherwise, this verse would not hold true if you enter. But that is whole topic there. You will find in Vedanta Sutra. In two ways you can explain. Either if you take away Purna from Purna, or if Purna will take into himself Purna, what will happen? Since all your pastimes are spiritual, there is no possibility of their being contaminated by the material modes of nature. Yes. When you place yourself subordinate to your father and mother, Nanda and Yashoda, you are not reduced in your potency. This is an expression of your loving attitude for your devotees. That's subordination. That is his lila, not that he is lacking something. There is no other competitor of second identity than yourself. A person with a poor fund of knowledge concludes that your pastimes and appearance are simply material designations. You are transcendental to both nescience and knowledge, as it is confirmed in the Gopal Tapani Upanishad. You are the original Amrita, nectar of immortality, indestructible, as it is confirmed in the Vedas, Amritam Shashvatam Brahma. Brahman is the eternal, the supreme origin of everything, who has no birth or death. Sri Jiva Goswami explained in maybe Tattva Sandarbha or Bhagavad Sandarbha that Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan, this Brahman can in certain context refer to Bhagavan. Also Paramatma can refer to Bhagavan. So sometimes this word can mean Bhagavan. In other context, they may mean like Jyoti, Brahma Jyoti and Paramatma as Super Soul. But sometimes if it is written Brahman, it is as a person, Supreme Lord. Three aspects or three words for a same. But you can never find that the word Bhagavan will refer to Brahma Jyoti. No, that is not possible, because Bhagavan means one who possesses all opulences, all Shaktis. In Brahman, that Shakti is not expressed in Brahma Jyoti. So I want to read that verse because I forgot. But it is not the verse of Ishopanishad. It is from, I think, Rig Veda, but it is given there, and also it is in Gopal Tapani Upanishad. Om Purnam Ada, Purnam Idam, Purnat Purnam Udachyate, Purnasya Purnam Adaya, Purnam Eva Vashishyate. The unmanifest Brahman is perfect, means Supreme Lord, according to Bhaktivinoda Thakur's explanation, who is not manifest in this world. He is Purna, complete or perfect. And the manifested Brahman is perfect. The avatars, they manifest in this world. From the unmanifest Brahman appears the manifest Brahman as various avatars. When the manifested forms emerge from the unmanifest Brahman, the unmanifest Brahman remains complete. There is no reduction. So that is one explanation, that if you take out complete from complete, complete will remain complete. It will not be reduced. Another is, as Baladev Vidabhushan, this Purnasya Purnam Adaya. When Purna will take into himself, Purna means back, these avatars, he will also Purnam Eva Vashishyate. He will still remain in that form as complete. All avatars are eternally existing. It is not that from Krishna, Ramachandra will come and now Krishna will not exist. And then when Ramachandra will leave this world and will go into unmanifest, that then only Krishna as unmanifest will exist and not Ramachandra. No, they are all eternal. So this argument Baladev Vidabhushan gave there to prove that there are not two Brahmans, Saguna and Nirguna, as Mayavadis they misinterpret Shastra. He gave this explanation very nicely, that that it could not merge into him if he was, and it is also not mentioned that into some other Brahman, like lower Brahman into higher Brahman, like Saguna Brahman into Nirguna Brahman. It is not stated. Purna into Purna, and Purna will remain. When they merge, Purna will remain. So that is wrong interpretation of Mayavadis. In the Upanishads, it is stated that the Supreme Brahman is as effulgent as the sun and is the origin of everything. And anyone who can understand that original person becomes liberated from the material conditional life. One who understands Supreme Person means Purushotam, he will be liberated from material conditional life. Anyone who can simply be attached to you by devotional service can know your actual position, your birth, appearance, disappearance, and activities. As confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita, simply by understanding your constitutional position, appearance and disappearance, one can be immediately elevated to the spiritual kingdom after quitting this present body. Therefore, to cross over the ocean of material nescience, an intelligent person takes shelter of your lotus feet and is easily transferred to the spiritual world. There are many so-called meditators who do not know that you are the Supreme Soul. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita, you are the Supreme Soul, present in everyone's heart. Therefore, there is no necessity of one's meditating on something beyond you. That Mayavadis, they think this is Saguna Brahman. So we will meditate now, but later on, to realize the actual ultimate reality, we have to go beyond this form of Krishna. That is wrong. That is their mistake. There is nothing beyond Krishna. Krishna is everything. There is beyond Brahman is Krishna is there, not opposite. The beyond Krishna is Brahman, is opposite. One who is always absorbed in meditation on your original form of Krishna easily crosses over the ocean of material science. This is stated in Gopal Tapani Upanishad. Then how that would be possible to get liberation if this would be something lower? Only this part I want to read so that tomorrow we can continue from that. But persons who do not know that you are the Supreme Soul remain within this material world in spite of their so-called meditation. If by the association of your devotees a person comes to the knowledge that Lord Krishna is the original Super Soul, then it is possible for him to cross over the ocean of material ignorance. For instance, a person becomes transcendental to the mistake of thinking a rope as a snake as soon as one understands that the rope is not a snake. He is liberated from fear. For one who understands you, therefore, through your personal teachings, as stated in the Bhagavad Gita, or through your pure devotees, as stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam and all Vedic literatures, that you are the ultimate goal of understanding, he need no more fear this material existence. So tomorrow is the last day. I hope we can finish tomorrow. Otherwise, day after tomorrow also, no problem. We'll see if we can. There are some verses more. So we'll see.